Hi there, and welcome to the featured video for July 2018. So this month we're going to be talking about what kind of a master number 11 are you? It's not enough just to say, I'm a master number 11. We need to know what kind of an 11 are you? What exactly did you sign up for? There's sub-lessons that we need to look at that take us to the equation making you up the master number 11, and we need to know what those are. So I want to take you on a little bit of a journey to help you to understand how to really crack your birth code. So let's talk for a moment a little bit about what exactly is a master number. So anytime we see a number repeating itself, that tells us it's a master number. It tells us a few other things too. It tells us that you're somebody who's walked the planet more than once. Okay, you have to have had enough experience in previous lifetimes with which to work with to bring the experience necessary to work with in this lifetime. So it's not like you just walked up to the pulpit and said, hey, I'm here, I'm going to do my master number 11s. No, it doesn't quite work that way. So you have to have had enough experience and almost had to qualify for it. So it's interesting that it's referred to as a master number, right? Because the master number implies furthering your education. So where do we see master numbers? So we can see them in your life path number. That is the only way that you can actually refer to yourself as a master number 11. Okay, when we refer to ourselves as a master number 11, it's implying that our date of birth adds up to the master number 11. And I'm quite sure that that's who you are. You wouldn't be in this membership portal. But there are other places that the master number 11s can show up. They can show up as an expression number, and this would mean that it's bringing in the gifts and the talents. Remember, the life path number indicates what our lessons are, but the expression number, which comes from all of the letters in your full birth name, brings forward your talents and your gifts. So further to that, we look at the heart's desire number, and that's also a place that a master number could exist. And the heart's desire number tells us what you're really passionate about, what you truly, really want out of life. And then we have the birthday number, which could also be an 11 vibration. So the birthday number is a sub-lesson, if you will, to the life path number. So it's a little bit of an extra oomph, if you will, as if you needed it, right? As if you needed a little bit more help in that department. But if you happen to be a life path number 11 and you happen to be born on the 29th or the 11th day, you've got the double intensity of the 11 energy. So what types of master number 11 life paths are there? So first of all, we're going to look at the master number 11, just the 11 too, because many of you are just simply 11s, right? You're not a 2911, you're not a 3811, you're not a 4711, you're just simply an 11, and that's totally okay. There's really nothing simple about being an 11, right? So when we look at the numbers to the left of the slash, these are referred to as sub-lessons. So these two numbers here, those are referred to as sub-lessons, okay? Now, those born with the life path number of just an 11, I refer to them as just simply an 11. So they're here to work out the lessons related to the double one energy. Okay, those are the sub-lessons, it's double one energy. The thing with the 11 is that you might be an 11, but you're also a 2, right? So the 2 is also a very important component of what we're supposed to be learning while we're here. But in this particular case, we have to look at the double one energy. So the double one energy, the lessons there include learning confidence, learning how to embrace your creative potential, allowing your originality to shine, let people actually really see who you are, find ways to inspire and empower other people with your creativity. It's asking you to develop a sense of independence rather than dependence. Now, remember, the 11 is also a 2, and the 2 likes partnership, but the 1 likes independence. So there's kind of a little bit of a balance going on there, isn't there? So you want to learn how to cooperate with other people and establish balance in your life. The 2 is all about balance and cooperation, and find ways to apply your creativity to be of service to other people. Okay, so this is not about learning how to be something better than someone else. So this is not learning to be the better artist or the better actor or the better singer or dancer or whatever. It's related to what can I do, what can I invent, what can I create, what can I use of my own potential to inspire other people. It's not about copying the last guy. It's not about doing it better than what he did. It's about bringing something new to the table. And I think that that's where 11s sometimes get a little tripped up. They're really not sure what they're supposed to be doing because they're too busy comparing themselves to everybody else. Where in fact, really, you're not meant to compare yourself to anybody else. You're meant to create something that is entirely of your own creation. So let's now look at the 2911. So we know that the sublessons of the 2911 include the 2 and the 9 slash 11, because 2 plus 9 equals 11. So those born with the life path number 2911 are here to work through the issues related to the 2 and the 9. So let's first of all talk about the 2, the sublesson of the 2. So the 2 lesson includes learning how to work with other people with mutual respect. It's asking you to maintain harmony, balance, and be very supportive. Somebody with the 2 here, with the sublesson of the 2, needs to balance their extreme need to be people pleasers. The 2, when it comes in as a sublesson like that, says, I really like to make sure that I'm making everybody happy. But at what cost? At what expense? They need to learn how to say no when they want to say yes. Okay, so they're inclined to say yes to everything because that's what I should do. I don't want to create waves. I don't want to do anything. But really, ultimately, you probably should be saying no, but you're going to say yes because to you it's the easier way around. They need to stop being codependent while discovering their independence, okay? And resist overcommitting, because somebody with a 2 energy there, they have a tendency to overcommit. And then they end up feeling really burnt out, frustrated, and just not very happy. So you need to be stopping looking for the approval outside of yourself and start looking for the approval within yourself. Okay, find things that you can enjoy about yourself. Find things that that you can feel really good at or feel really good about. So when we look at the 9 lesson, when we're looking at the 2911, the 9 lesson includes learning how to inspire others by example. Okay, so remember, the 9 is all about being of service, finding ways to be of service to humanity. The 9 is always going to be the humanitarian number. So you need to embrace your amazing leadership potential. The 9s are incredibly good leaders, right? So they need to learn how to forgive themselves for their shortcomings. Oh my goodness, I live with a 9, and I'm telling you, they're so hard on themselves, right? The 9 energy causes you to kind of beat yourself up if you feel you can't do enough, or you're not really good to have somebody taking care of you. You'd prefer to be the one taking care of them. So you make awful patients, right? So you need to learn how to allow people to give to you as well. Allow yourself to cut yourself a little bit of slack. Stop holding that bar so incredibly high. Learn how to live your life with integrity and discover what inspires you and follow it. So the 9 energy says lead by example. Okay, it says more than just being the leader, you have to walk the walk and talk the talk. Okay, so it's a bit of a bigger pair of shoes to fill, if you will. But there is this huge need that the 2911 has to be of service to a large group. Okay, so this could be a charity, this could be a foundation of some kind that maybe you start up or support. But either way, it has something to do with being of service to humanity. It can also involve being involved with environmental issues, because the 9 is always considerate of the environment. Could be animal activist, could be save the children, could be something in your neighborhood, protecting your community from high rises and other kind of issues that might affect your community. So those on the 2911 life path are here to combine creative energy with higher principles and integrity, and finding ways to apply their creativity to be of service to other people. So that is the 2911. So you're going to see that the 2911 is a very different person to the 3811. Okay, so let's talk about the 3811. So the first sub-lesson we're going to look at is the 3. So the 3 lessons include learning how to manage your emotions. Okay, the 3 energy causes you to be quite emotional. As if being an 11 wasn't emotional enough, right? So you have to learn how to express yourself in healthy, positive ways and try to overcome self-doubt that you might feel. That's really common for somebody with a 3 sub-lesson, is to feel insecure, inferior, and just overly not good enough. So express yourself clearly, find ways to do that, develop confidence in a group setting. Remember, the 3 is all about the group. The 1 stands alone, the 2 is the partner, and the 3 is the social creature. Okay, so it's finding ways to be involved with group dynamics. So overcoming that insecurity and self-doubt, we talked about that. Avoid self-sabotage. Wow, the 3 energy is really good at self-sabotage. Direct your creative energy in positive ways so that you can inspire and you can uplift and you can empower other people. So it's using that creative potential and using it in a very healthy way. So being able to express yourself. So writing, blogging, journaling, creating websites, create a Facebook group that inspires and empowers other people, anything like that that allows you to be able to positively express yourself would be really, really good for you. Now let's look at the 8 sub-lesson. So the 8 is kind of a tricky number. The 8, I talk about the 8 quite a bit on my other videos, and the 8 energy is a little bit tricky. The 8 lessons include learning how to achieve wealth and abundance, but not for your own sake, not because you want to be rich and happy, but you need to do it for the sake of everybody else. So your intention has to be, what can I do? What can I create that will allow me to earn sufficient funds that I can help and support other people, right? So long as you're focused on what other people need and how can you satisfy those needs, the abundance will come. But where the abundance kind of sometimes stalls, and where the inability to make money and the flow of money coming to you stalls, is because sometimes your focus isn't in the right place. It needs to be focused on how can I help others and serve others with this money, rather than how can I make more money, right? So you need to be able to learn how to give and to receive without keeping score, right? Empowering other people while sharing abundantly without fear of lack, right? So that's getting in touch with abundance. Give up the need to control while developing extreme faith, right? Always maintain your power by setting healthy boundaries. This is huge. And find ways to use your creative energy to be of service to other people. So let's talk for a second about the boundaries. The 11 is a 2. So at the end of the day, an 11 is a 2. And the 2 is the people pleaser, right? So when you have an 8 in here as a sub-lesson, you have to recognize that you really need to learn how to set up really healthy boundaries. You have to remember that you teach people every single day how to treat you. If your life is not rolling out in a positive way, if you are not happy in any area of your life, you need to step back from that and say, okay, so what have I been doing to contribute to this scenario? You know, what did I say that implied that it was okay to take advantage of me? What did I not say? Maybe I didn't speak up for myself, and that implied that it was okay for you to take advantage of me. So this is a big one for the 3811s, is to learn how to set up healthy boundaries so that you can be the creative, inspiring person you need to be, so that you can attract the abundance that you so deserve, and that you'll be able to help humanity with that abundance. So in a nutshell, those on the 3811 life path are here to work through issues relating to combining their creative potential with material success. Learning to express themselves clearly in support of others is really the trick here. Okay, let's take a look at that 4711. So the 4 lesson includes developing a step-by-step plan that encourages people to focus on things in the positive rather than the negative. So it's always staying in that half-full cup mentality. The energy of the 4 always reminds us of somebody who can really focus, really focus. But anything we give our energy and focus to gets bigger. So you have to be very careful with the 4 energy, because the 4 causes us to focus, but when we're frustrated, we tend to focus on the things that are causing our frustrations, right? So you might be inclined to feel frustrated because things aren't moving along just as quickly as what you like. Maybe you don't have any time left to do what you want to do. Maybe you've run out of money. Maybe you don't have the support. Well, guess what? The more you focus on that, the more the frustrations are going to get bigger for you. Because again, anything you give your energy, attention, and focus to gets what? Gets bigger, right? So this is a very powerful tool when you can actually harness the positive side of this sub-lesson. When you can actually use it to your benefit, it's very powerful, and you can accomplish pretty much anything. So learning how to stay well grounded. The 4, when I think of the 4, I think about, you've heard me say it before, it's all about 4 posts into the ground. It's building that foundation. It's that platform, okay? It's a step-by-step process. It's like an architectural design, okay, that you need to follow for your life. So find ways to inspire others through business or building foundations, okay? This could be from a charitable perspective. It could be from an actual financial perspective for your own personal gain. But you need to develop a healthy respect for security. Don't take any shortcuts. Stay focused on the details. This 4, when it comes in a sub-lesson, has a tendency to kind of trip you up a little bit and cause you to say, oh, I can do that in, a couple hours, no problem. I get some ways around that sort of thing. Forget it. It's going to bite you in the butt every single time when you try and do that. So you have to be focused on the details without the need to take the shortcuts. Take pride in your work. Take pride in the process that it takes. Be patient, because all things take time, right? So focus on ways to make the world a better, more stable, and a more peaceful place. So let's take a look at the 7 sub-lesson. So the 7 lesson asks you to trust. Anytime we see the 7, it's all about Head case, remember, I'm the head case, I'm a 7. So the 7 relates to being kind of mind-driven, right? Ego-driven. So the 7 lesson asks you to learn how to trust the creative spirit that's running through you. You brought it with you. You signed the soul's contract that said, I'm going to bring in some creative potential, right? So you have to trust that it's there. Find ways to connect to spirit, right? You don't have to do this alone. You can't do it alone, right? You've got to figure out a way to connect to spirit. Resist the needs of the 7 to be alone so that you can work cooperatively with other people. Remember, the 11 is a what? The 11 is a 2. Right? So at the end of the day, the 2 is all about partnership, patience, collaboration, working together, cooperation. So that's the ultimate goal, right? So the 7 has a tendency to cause you to go, I just want to work by myself. I want to kind of hang out and meditate in my room. I don't really want to see people, and it causes you to be a bit more introspective and reflective. But remember, you signed a soul's contract that said you're going to make a difference this time around. You're going to do something that really inspires people and makes a huge difference. So you can't do that if you're not going to be working with other people, if you're not out there working collectively with other people. So learn how to express your unique creative ability while allowing spirit to inspire you. Oh my gosh, you know what? I have to learn this every day. I really do. I have a 5 expression number. Talk about scattered, right? I have so many interests. It's amazing I can pull this off in any given month. Honest to God, people, it's just crazy. But seriously, I mean, I have so many creative interests and things I like to do and ways I like to inspire people and all that. And it kind of runs away with me a little bit. And that being me, being the 7, I do like to spend a lot of time by myself. And I do like to connect to spirit and whatnot. But the better I connect, the more I connect, the better the connection I have, the more easily my life rolls out. It's like if I just trust in the process, if I just trust in great spirit, if I just trust that I'm being guided divinely and that I'm exactly where I need to be at any given time, life just rolls out. So I encourage you to do the same. So use meditation as a guide to help you discover ways in which to inspire other people. And you know what? Some people have difficulty with meditation. Some people just have a really hard time with meditation. So if sitting in a room quietly, doing this pose and trying to connect to spirit and whatnot isn't working for you, try something like a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, that's just mindless. Jigsaw puzzles are just mindless. It just kind of lets you get out of your head for a little bit. Try an adult coloring book, right? Dare to color outside of the lines. Anything like that, or a word puzzle game or something like that. Anything that gets you out of your head is great. A walk in the woods will work too. Okay, so it doesn't have to be your typical sitting quietly in a room and connecting to spirit sort of a meditation. If it was, I wouldn't be able to meditate. Just putting it out there. So those on the 4711 life path are here to work through issues relating to trusting their creative potential while learning how to channel with spirit to create better, more peaceful worlds for others. And there you have it. So hopefully now you are understanding that there are very significantly different ways to be an 11. Okay, so a 2911 is a very different person than what a 4711 is. The 3811 is very different than the 2911, right? So an 11 is a very unique, a very sacred number. It's a very powerful number. It's something that you didn't take lightly when you signed the contract. But I really want you to understand, what type of an 11 are you? What is it that you aspire to do in this lifetime? What obstacles do you need to get over? What is it that you need to accomplish so that you can be the best 11 you can be? And I think that once you understand this, your unique lessons, when you start working with them, I really believe that this is going to help further your journey quite a bit more quickly than maybe what you had been doing before, right? So when we know what the obstacles are that we have to learn, we can embrace them and get on with it, so to speak. But if we aren't really recognize them, we can tend to fall to the victim mode, right? So you know that we have the Facebook Live coming up. If you have any questions about this presentation whatsoever, by all means, get in that Facebook group. If you haven't signed up for it yet, make sure that you do. The private Facebook group for the membership portal, and you can post your questions there, and I will answer them live on our next Facebook Live. So our next Facebook Live is scheduled for July the 27th, and that will be at noon Pacific Standard Time. So I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you there. I'm hoping you're having a great day. Thanks for joining me. Take care and bye for now.